If you want to know the absolute best weapons in Death Stranding 2, you are in the right place. There are a lot of shelters to level up in Endgame, and it can be confusing to know which shelter provides the best unlocks. I spent days collecting every Endgame weapon and went back to the drawing board to test each of the weapons' potential, so I can give you my absolute top 10 Endgame weapons that you should prioritize first and unlock as soon as possible to save you the guesswork and your precious time. Like for example, the Off-Roader's rocket launcher that can fire rocket that release electrical discharge and stun targets. Very effective on humans and mechs as well. Humans and mech type enemies can be taken out in a single shot, especially when they get caught up in the electrical discharge, which is very useful when storming bandit camps or clearing mech fields. However, one of the biggest letdown is of course, it doesn't affect B.T.s, but you can easily offset this negative by pairing the rocket launcher with the Off-Roader's mortar or heavy machine gun. The biggest negative so far of this piece of hardware is its very slow rocket travel speed. Because of the rocket's travel speed, the rocket often misses the target, especially when engaging running bandits or mechs. But when it does hit, expect to stun lock coffin mechs, which is the alpha mech in a certain group. But since you can overpower this coffin mech with other strong off-roader weapons like the mortar for example and the heavy machine gun, you are better off using those, raising your connection with a mechanic to 4-star when unlock the rocket launcher. Starting the list strong with the SL lightweight assault rifle, which obviously can provide you value in stealth operations. A versatile gun that is perfect in close to range combat, giving you flexibility. Just like the assault rifle level 2, it has an insane accuracy, so most of the time, scoring a headshot with this gun is not a hard thing to do. The SL assault rifle has a full auto, burst, and semi-auto mode of fire that you can switch anytime for more control. If you blew your stealth cover, you can just straightly use grenade launcher and blast off your enemies' heads, so retaining the grenade launcher attachment is a huge plus. In my opinion, this gun has a little use against mechs and B.T.s, unless you are mounted on the off-roader and use the SL assault rifle to just direct the off-roader's weapon. The silencer is what makes this weapon special, so it has a little use when against B.T.s and mechs. Since this is a lightweight version, it has a very low ammo capacity as well, so obviously using it in an assault encounter is not ideal. Stealth is pretty much non-existent at endgame since you can just overpower any type of targets with the best weapons. But if you want to stick to stealth strategies, you will find this assault rifle valuable in your loadouts. Of course, you can unlock this gun by raising your relationship levels with Pekora or the data scientist to 4 stars. Taking the top 9 spotlight is the lightweight grenade launcher. Aside from the firepower that the grenade launcher provides, I see this weapon as a crowd control weapon effective against any type of target. Very useful when dealing with enemy groups, especially when you are getting overwhelmed with bandits or B.T.s. Each shell can one-shot targets if these targets are hit directly and not just caught by the blast. Works perfectly when paired with the off-roader weapons like the mortar for example, making you a moving artillery in combat. Using the grenade launcher, when mounted on the off-roader, you can stagger targets with MP explosion, then the off-roader's weapons will finish them for you. Unlock this weapon by leveling your connections to 3 stars with F5 distribution center. Taking the top 8 spotlight is the machine gun MP level 2, and I love using this gun not because of its firepower, but because of its insane ammo capacity. If you are following the channel, you've seen me use this gun a lot when farming B.T.s. Normally, I would use this machine gun to activate and direct my off-roader weapons and finish the job. So you could last 30 minutes in a B.T. area without the fear of losing ammo because of the machine gun's huge ammo capacity. This beast has a fire rate compared to its level 1 version and has a semi and full auto fire mode for more control. Very effective in all targets, which makes a good general weapon overall in many scenarios. Although it will only reach its finest potential if your machine gun master level is at 5, since the reduced recoil feature greatly improves handling and accuracy of this gun. Using the machine gun while mounted on the off-roader makes you a full frontal assault monster, especially the off-roader is equipped with a mortar and a heavy machine gun. You may be wondering, hey Samurai, what about the lightweight ones? Well, I don't normally recommend lightweight versions unless they do not have downsides compared to their original versions. The lightweight versions normally cut the ammo capacity by a lot in exchange for weight. But the thing is, Sam can easily have 400 kg worth of carrying capacity at late game, so the size of the actual guns will not matter that much. Most of the time, the regular version of most guns is far greater than the lightweight ones. Unlock this awesome gun by raising your connection to level 3 with the pizza chef and it will be yours. If you're getting value so far, subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me a lot. Join our Discord server and discuss role-playing games such as this, and I appreciate your support. Moving on to the top 7 spot, and the 7 rocket launcher will take the spotlight. A very strong variant of the multi-rocket and works like a traditional rocket launcher compared to real-life scenarios. The biggest edge of this launcher is that it can fire 7 rockets in quick succession, allowing you to burst down bosses very quickly. Not only that, rockets upon explosion will release blood mist, and we all know how broken blood mist is, especially when dealing with BT type targets. This rocket launcher is very strong against BT and Mechs as well, but not advisable against humans, unless you want to burn bodies and cause a lot of void outs in bandit camps. The biggest downside of this launcher so far is its rocket's travel speed, and it is kinda slow, like really slow in my opinion. So hitting flying BT boss will be challenging for more players, but I'm not saying it is impossible, but rather will be difficult. You've also noticed that I recommended the lightweight version this time, since the lightweight version offers a better ammo capacity and identical firepower compared to its predecessor, and also fires 7 rockets instead of 4 rockets in succession. So there's no reason for you to not get the lightweight version of this launcher. Unlock this weapon by increasing your relationship level with F7 North Distribution Center to 3 stars, and the lightweight version of this launcher will be yours. The multi-rocket launcher is my absolute go-to when dealing with bosses, taking almost every positive quality of the 7 rocket launcher, but this time, rockets behave like homing missiles which can hit multiple targets. Once the rocket sets off, it will split into multiple mini-missiles or warheads with phenomenal tracking capabilities. What makes it even more broken is that the missile's travel time is so fast, which often hits and take out targets without knowing it. This launcher is miles ahead compared to the 7 rocket launcher in terms of overall usage. Both can deal significant damage, but when it comes to flying enemies, the multi-rocket can easily take flying BT bosses with ease. And of course, it can destroy Watcher BTs with a single shot and take out mech groups without issues. No doubt that it is insanely strong against humans, but you don't want to do that since each shot can instantly kill any moving humans around you. You can power trip using multi-rocket, however, prepare to have void outs or incinerate bodies. The reason why both rocket launchers are not on the higher spot is that they are pretty overkill when it comes to your day-to-day delivery task. Not always you will come across mini bosses in this game, and once the story is done, you are left with regular BTs and few mini bosses, and as mentioned, bandits and mechs. All of these targets can easily be handled by normal weapons unless you want to power trip and have fun with explosions. The lightweight multi-rocket is the ultimate boss killer, and unlock it by raising your connection levels to 4 stars with the Phantom Smith. The off-roader's Chiral cannon will take the top 5 spot, which works mostly the same compared to the regular Chiral shock cannon. Very powerful against BTs and mechs and can one-shot them most of the time. However, the biggest downside so far is that this cannon is not advisable to use against humans directly since it can kill them. Unlike the regular Chiral shock cannon, it is already mounted to the off-roader, so you have the freedom to switch positions in combat and focus on dishing out cannon fires instead of mounting it on the ground. This bad boy can one-shot Watchers and regular mechs with just 1 cannon fire. But just in case you are wondering how 2 Chiral cannons perform in combat, you will be vulnerable and open for attacks while the 2 cannons are charging. But once they fire, the damage is astronomical. But in my opinion, it is best to use with the off-roader's heavy machine gun while Sam is equipped with another machine gun. Enemies will be under constant pressure while waiting for the cannon to fire and offset the long charge time. One additional upside of this cannon is that it does not require Chiral crystals to operate, which confuses me at times since it clearly shows that it is firing Chiral energy. Unlock this awesome cannon by raising your connection to level 1 with F6 South Fort Knot. The floating sentry is one of the best weapons in the game, hands down. Sam can deploy 4 sentries at a time, so as early as now, you have an idea how this thing can be overpowered. Each sentry has a built-in machine gun and rains down bullets on enemies in a rapid-fire fashion. You will see humans and mech-type targets melt easily, especially when the 4 sentries are deployed. Even the mighty coffin mechs melts like butter when they go against these sentries. Just look how powerful they are. And let me remind you that I'm not using Sam's weapon in the following footages, just strictly showcasing what these sentries can do. So if you add your gun's damage in the equation, the damage is simply insane. And on top of that, sentries can divert attention and distract enemies' line of fire, so Sam can freely take them out when they are distracted. And after use, you can simply retract them to cargo form and deploy them again to another location. The biggest gripe that I have so far for this weapon is it can't detect BT, holding it off to get to the top 1 or top 2 spot. It can easily be the best weapon in the game if it performs in BT areas. Unlock this awesome weapon by connecting the aeronautical engineer in the Chiral network. The Chiral Shock Cannon is one of the strongest weapons in the game, which can one-shot almost regular enemies, and large mechs or coffin-type mech staggers when getting hit by the Chiral blast, oftentimes stun-locking them. This weapon can even wipe out a lot of bandits in an enemy camp or mech groups even before the actual combat starts. And yes, this cannon is perfectly usable against humans, which is a huge plus. The insane range this weapon offers is insanely valuable, so its best use scenario is mounting it on a higher ground and starting to take out targets with fully charged shots. This insane gun can one-shot Watcher B.T.s, so clearing fields full of Watcher B.T.s will not be a problem with this cannon. What is even more insane is that the Chiral Shock Cannon's energy shot can pierce through walls, so storming a bandit camp with very little engagement is possible. You can use this cannon in heavy encounters, however, be mindful of its long charge-up time, which leaves you open for attacks, and also these weapons needs to be mounted first before you can use them. It can be a huge negative thing for some players. If you want the safest route, just mount it on higher ground and start blasting enemies. Its absurd and insane range offsets its negatives so far. This thing requires 200 Chiral crystals per shot, and it may sound like a bad thing when first hearing it. But Chiral crystals are not that hard to farm at endgame. Reaching the 100k cap is easy when you know the best Chiral crystal farming methods in the game. If you want to know more about it, I link the guide in the description or by clicking the card here. Taking the top 2 spotlight is the Off-Roader's Mortar. This thing is an absolute monster in almost every way. The disgusting range that this mortar has can hit enemies from a great distance, and they often die before they even know it. If you want to be your off-roader to be a full artillery unit, this weapon is a must-have. Works perfectly with Sam's main weapon, like for example with the machine gun, where the off-roader will constantly bombard enemies around the area while Sam is keeping enemies at bay at medium range. Perfect for BTs, mechs, and human targets, making this weapon one of the best all around. And the mortar can kill Watchers in just 2 shells. And just in case you are wondering why I test all of my weapons on Watchers, Watchers are the strongest form of BTs and the most tanky as hell. So anything that can take Watchers down easily is a strong weapon. Launches shells quickly and is a perfect pair of the off-roader's heavy machine guns as well, so I highly suggest checking out this strong weapon. Unlock the mortar by raising your connection levels to 3 stars with the mechanic, and this badass will be yours. If you find the previous weapon crazy, the next one is absolutely insane. I firmly believe that the battle guitar is the best weapon overall in Death Stranding 2 because of its versatility, huge tons of damage, and unique movesets. The battle guitar features strong melee attack combinations and strong chiral energy range attacks, which are very accurate and have a lot of range to cover. All movesets feature very strong damage, especially the chargeable chiral energy shot. The charge energy shot can one-shot Watcher BTs and also other targets aside from the coffin mechs, but can easily stagger them with a fully charged shot. It is very effective against any of the targets, but you don't want to use the guitar's range attacks, especially the charge energy shot, since it would instantly kill human-type enemies. Armored human-type targets can be taken out in just 2 melee swings, while the rapid-fire chiral energy bullets have a fast firing rate and long range, capable of taking out fast-moving targets without issues. I even used this in boss fights and look how crazy the damage is. It's like combining the Chiral Shock's cannon features with the fast firing rate of the assault rifle or machine guns. You might think that this weapon's biggest downside is it sucks Chiral crystals faster compared to how your money gets drained in real life. This is true, but if you know how to farm Chiral crystals effectively, as mentioned, you will realize it's not an issue. Again, link in the description for the best farming methods or just click the card here. Get this broken weapon by just proceeding to the story and connecting Terminal Fort Knot in the Chiral network. You might be wondering where are the absolute best weapons in the game like the shotgun, trunk sniper rifle, or the off-roader's heavy machine gun. I covered this in this video since you can get the other best weapons while in early to mid-game. And most of them stay relevant at endgame, especially the broken shotgun. Get all of them by clicking on this video and I will catch you on the next one.